So we pretty much have gone through every type of fur that we can think of and have access to. Now, the next thing we're going to check is light leather. There is no actual historical precedent to leather armor. There have been some finds, but we're not sure if they were ceremonial in appearance or if they were actual combat-ready armors. So we're going to run them through because in things like D&D, LARPs, and Tolkien, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, you hear about leather armors and other things like that. So we're going to give them a try and see what happens. What we have here is light leather armor, just standard 1/8. Then we have wax hardened. Now what we're going to do is we're going to test both of these against arrows and daggers and everything else. So let's see what happens.
It just sank right into the gammas. Yep.
Okay. Come on. Well, we nicked it, and it sliced. Went right through. Looks like that's where you hit.
Yeah, that's where I hit.
Just in the void space.
Yeah, and it bounced back out.
Alright, let's try that again.
Yep.
Let's do the broadheads first. Right through.
Yeah, so we know it goes through the other one.
Yeah, so let's give it on... Oops. Deviating left. Hold it. But it solidly puts it to the test. Okay. As you guys can see, the broadhead actually went through into the hardened light leather. It's only in about 2 inches, so a guy might be able to survive something like that. Looks like I really liked holding on to it. Now we're going to see if we can hit the light leather.
Can we shoot or you want to shoot? Oh, you want the bottom point? Because there's no sense in shooting.
We already know the bottom will go through.
We haven't put a bodkin through it yet, though.
Okay, let me put a bodkin through it. We know the bodkins will go through anything, these will go through. And more.
Pace closer.
There's also a truck.
Hit the outside foam.
Yeah, but that bounced out though. No, it was solid behind it. Wasn't a void space.
Yeah.
Apparently this rejects bodkin points. Stop it
The
dead.
leather or the foam?
Leather.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can see right where it hit the...
I'll pass that to you. Well, Kevin's collarbone just ate another broadhead. Here you go. Need it on the right panel.
Yeah. I'm trying to aim for is the right panel.
Stop aiming for the wrong one.
Well, it is the right panel, just too low.
A little higher. A little
Yeah,
higher
a little
next time. Once again, that only made it in about 1.5 inches. It is really absorbing the bodkins.
Yeah.
He's really stopping it. It's gripping it beautifully, stopping it.
Surprising.
I'm wondering if that's the wax or if that's the actual leather.
Well, we'll find out here in a second.
Interesting. I'll be right back.
It could also be the fact is the gambeson underneath of it, once it goes through the leather, which is slowing it down ever so slightly, then the gambeson has enough to take some of the rest of it.
Check again.
Might help if I can shoot. I'm great at bypassing armor.
His collarbone is just absorbing these.
Get that one back out.
Alright. Nothing up there, I'm going to give it a shot.
No, it took two of them.
Yeah.
Hey, you hit it.
No, that was just gambeson.
No, I can see the mark.
Really?
Yep, just
Yeah.
above the first rope.
No, it moved the whole thing. You can see another mark right above the other rope.
Because it wasn't this right. Oh no, that's just the rope
That one
mark.
sunk deeper than last time.
Yeah.
Tired boar.
Well, we know we can go through this one.
Yeah. Imagine trying to pull one of these out on a battlefield.
Always the one on the left, right?
A little to the left. Getting warmer. We are getting warmer.
But to note, all legal amp guard hits to the torso.
These air montages. It's gonna be long.
And that's why we wear safety glasses.
Safety glasses, always important.
Hey!
Okay, so soft leather really rejects broadheads. But mind you, it's what, the third bodkin we put in there?
Yeah. Again, not as deep penetration.
Well, it was all the way up to here. It was all the way up
Oh,
to the
okay.
knuckle. So,
I mean, compared to when we were shooting with just the canvassing, we're going much deeper. So it is giving some resistance.
yeah, but it's also very, it almost looks like it's spongy. It's almost like opening up, and the elasticity is just shrinking it back around the arrow and grabbing it as it goes. So I don't know if that's going to happen with all leathers, or if it's just going to be with these thinner gauges.
Yep.
So let's try the dagger.
I think you have your answer.
All right.
Yeah, that was 6 inches. Seven, because I got stopped by the wood. Oh yeah, easily 7, if not more. Again, to the other. This is where I hit.
All right. Well, let's give it a cleave and see what happens.
Consistent.
Just not getting the traction, eh?
Well, I'm definitely scoring it, but I'm not going all the way through it. And
I wonder if the
yeah, there's here's the first cut right here on this one, parallel to where we stabbed through.
Yeah.
But a little bit less than you can see I cut deeper than that.
So let's
Sword.
a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger.
There's that one.
Just a pinprick. Even with full body weight, it's just
Want some more mass?
says a pinprick. Eh?
Want more mass?
Oh, sure, why not?
Yeah, still good.
Nope.
There we go.
Okay. So we're just bouncing back out because of the void.
Yeah.
Alright. So that went clean through.
Now for the slashing.
I don't think he feels good.
No, no. There's both of yours.
Yeah.
There.
I don't think he'd feel good. I don't think he'd be cut, but I don't think he'd be up and moving.
Yep.
You can really feel how soft this has gotten with all the hits, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting just almost to the consistency of parchment. With all the beating this has taken, it's almost soft as paper. It's barely holding together. It is stopping Kevin from getting any slashes from swords or daggers, but the force is just carrying right through. We're bouncing. You can really feel it in the shoulder when the sword bounces back. But yeah, I'd say his organs and bones are all crushed. Let's try this one. That was stopped by wood.
Yep. It actually seems easier to stab into something stiffer for leather than softer. Because the softer acts almost like the gambeson.
Yeah, it's almost like it's grabbing it and being able to fold onto the sides of the blade rather than taking the full thing flat on.
Yep.
So, maybe the same will be true about the actual edge. That one feels a bit better. A little bit crooked, but still holding together. It still distributes force pretty well. Down here still as rigid as it's gonna get.
Yep.
So let's get the axe out. Let's see what that'll do.
Yep.
I think the sword's gonna need to get straightened a little bit. I think the handle's starting to.
Oh yeah. So we'll just swing the other way on it for a little bit.
Yeah. Even with the armor protecting it, Kevin now has a big hole in him. All of this force here will be transferred right into the body. It's unlikely a human being could take that and keep fighting. But, given this guy's actually holding the deflection, we're going to break out the hammer. Not sure how well it turns out on the camera, but you can actually see the square where the hammer hit. It's completely bent in. The whole thing is dished backwards. That would have transferred right into the body. Kevin wouldn't be fighting no more. He'd be on the ground, if not he'd be dead. There's a certain amount of force the human body can take before it starts rippling, before the actual force itself ripples through the body and it'll destroy organs. So, I don't think anyone would survive wearing light leather. Let's move on to thicker stuff. Okay, so now that we've tested cloth, gambeson, Akaton, furs, and light leather, we're moving on to a standard gauge of leather. This here is 3/16 leather, and this is another piece cut right beside it, but it's been wax hardened, so it's a little bit more rigid. Let's see which one actually stands up better.